Good morning, distinguished guests, delegates, innovators, and champions of Africa's digital transformation. Is that a good enough protocol? Thank you. Today, I stand before you to share a story of transformation, a story of a continent that has moved from the margins of AI development to actively reshaping how artificial intelligence is conceived, deployed, and governed. 2 years ago, when we published our first State of AI in Africa report, we documented early promise and persistent challenges. Today, the state of AI in Africa reveals something far more profound. Africa is no longer just consuming AI. We are creating it, governing it, and making it work for our unique contexts and values. We look forward to hearing all the insights this morning and throughout the conference that will be captured in our second report to be released after the conclusion of this conference. But first, let me share what the transformation looks like on the ground. In Kenya, smallholder farmers in Busia County are using AI-powered mini weather stations and the Imarika WeatherWise application to make real-time decisions about their crops. These aren't just technological novelties. They represent a fundamental shift in how we approach food security and climate adaptation. In Nigeria, over 400 AI-related startups are building solutions that speak our languages, literally. Projects like Niger Voices are creating extensive audio datasets in Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba, ensuring that the next generation of AI systems understands and serves African voices. In South Africa, Lalapa AI's Incuba LM is developing multilingual language models that support languages like Kiswahili, Yoruba, and isiZulu, challenging the dominance of Euro-American datasets and bringing African epistemologies into the digital age. Perhaps most significantly, we are witnessing an infrastructure revolution that's laying the foundation for sovereign AI across the continent. Microsoft and the G42's $1 billion geothermal powered data center initiative in Kenya isn't just an investment, it's a statement of confidence in Africa's digital future. When combined with the recent announcement of COSAA Technologies' partnership with NVIDIA to launch what has been described as Africa's first AI factory, we can clearly see what looks like an uptake in the continent on building the computational backbone for indigenous AI development. The Africa Data Centers Association 2024 report estimates that there are more than 100 data centers across Africa, with strategic investments ensuring that African data can be processed, stored, and governed within our borders. This isn't just about infrastructure, it's about digital sovereignty and ensuring that the value created from African data benefits African communities. I pause here because I think the keynote speakers that we have throughout this conference might have a few things to say about that section. I'm looking at you, Dr. Albert. But infrastructure means nothing without application. What excites me most is how AI is addressing Africa's most pressing challenges across multiple sectors. In agriculture, precision farming tools like Nigeria's Kitovu are helping smallholder farmers who produce 80% of Africa's food optimize yields while managing climate variability. The Food and Nutrition Early Warning Mechanism is providing farmers with predictive analytics delivered through platforms as simple as WhatsApp. In healthcare, from Ghana's Mino Health AI, which you've heard about over and over, to Nigeria's Intron Health, creating voice-to-text tools for African accents, AI is democratizing access to quality healthcare. Kenya's Prompts platform by Jacaranda Health is using generative AI to reduce maternal mortality by providing personalized support to expecting mothers on their mobile phones. In governance, Tanzania's courts are using AI for transcription in both Kiswahili and English, reducing case backlogs and improving access to justice. Kenya is also developing a comprehensive AI framework for its judiciary, guided by principles of transparency and accountability. In language and culture, Masahani has released over 400 models and 20 datasets for African languages, while Ken Corpus and Digital Umaganda's Open Data for All initiative is ensuring that our linguistic diversity is preserved and amplified in the digital age. This brings me to perhaps the most crucial development: Africa's leadership in responsible AI governance. The African Union's Continental AI Strategy, adopted in 2024, represents more than policy coordination. It embodies a uniquely African vision for AI that prioritizes human rights, cultural preservation, and equitable development. The strategy's emphasis on a local-first approach and African AI tailored to our needs and values challenges the one-size-fits-all model imposed by global tech giants. The recent African Declaration on Artificial Intelligence in Kigali, signed by 54 countries, commits us to establishing a $60 million African AI fund and creating continent-wide education initiatives. More importantly, it positions Africa as a global leader in trustworthy, inclusive, and ethical AI adoption. However, we must acknowledge the persistent challenges. Despite remarkable progress, only 37% of Africans were online in 2023, according to the International Telecommunication Union. The digital divide between regions remains stark. While Eastern and Southern Africa surge ahead, Central Africa continues to struggle with infrastructural gaps. More than just a connectivity challenge, it's about ensuring that AI's benefits reach every corner of our continent. The Microsoft initiative to train 1 million South Africans on AI skills by 2026, the launch of the Nairobi School of AI by the University of Nairobi, the work by Maseno University and the Luo community on African language dataset licensing, and similar capacity building programs across the continent represent critical steps toward inclusive AI development. Based on CIPIT's research, I propose 7 strategic imperatives for Africa's AI future. First, we must enhance our data governance frameworks. The African Union Data Policy Framework provides a roadmap, but implementation requires coordination across all 55 member states. Second, we must invest in indigenous data sets. We, Africans, must invest. Projects like Ken Corpus, Ghana NLP, and the Noodle License Initiative demonstrate how we can ensure African communities control and benefit from their data contributions. Third, we must integrate AI into broader development planning. AI cannot be and is not a standalone sector. It must be embedded in our education, climate, health, and governance strategies. Fourth, we must build decentralized, renewable digital infrastructure. Africa can definitely be geothermal powered in terms of its data centers, and this points the way towards sustainable, sovereign computing resources. Fifth, we must operationalize ethical AI frameworks. The principles outlined in the Continental Strategy must translate into enforceable standards and community participation in AI governance. Sixth, we must scale inclusive capacity building. We need comprehensive education initiatives that ensure no one is left behind. And finally, number 7, we must ensure universal connectivity. AI empowerment is meaningless without access to the digital infrastructure that enables that participation. Let me be clear about what we are building. This isn't about catching up to global AI developments. It's about leading them in our own contexts. When we talk about AI that preserves indigenous knowledge and systems, we are not just solving African problems, we are showing the world how technology can honor cultural diversity rather than erasing it. When we insist on data sovereignty and community ownership, we are not being protectionists. We are pioneering models of digital governance that put people before profits. When we build multilingual AI systems, we are not just serving African users. We are challenging the linguistic imperialists that has dominated digital technologies. We stand at an inflection point. The foundations are being laid. The infrastructure investments, the policy frameworks, the innovation ecosystems are only as strong as what we build upon them. They are only foundations. The next 2 years will determine whether Africa becomes a global AI powerhouse or remains dependent on technologies designed elsewhere for other people's problems. The choice is ours, and the time is now. To the policymakers in the room, I won't call you out. I know you're here. Your decision on data governance, infrastructure investment, and regulatory frameworks will determine whether African AI serves African interests or merely extends digital colonialism under new forms. To the entrepreneurs and innovators, continue building solutions that reflect our values, address our challenges, and amplify our voices. The world needs what you're creating. To the researchers and academics, keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible while ensuring that knowledge creation benefits our communities first. To the investors and development partners, support African-led AI initiatives that prioritize local ownership, sustainable development, and inclusive growth. In conclusion, the state of AI in Africa in 2025 demonstrates more than progress. It captures a renaissance. We are witnessing the emergence of an African ecosystem that is innovative, ethical, and automatically and authentically ours. From the AI-powered weather stations to the multilingual models, and even the renewable-powered data centers. We are building an AI future that serves African interests while contributing to global knowledge. This is our moment. This is our responsibility. And this is our opportunity to show the world that artificial intelligence, when developed with intention, guided by ethics, and rooted in community needs, can be a force for justice, prosperity, and most importantly, human dignity. Thank you.